All right. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, guys. Let me just get you guys over here. Excuse me, guys. I'm still trying to shake off this cold. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. I am jumping on a little bit earlier here this morning, guys, just because I do have to head off to grab the final train to make it back home, where tomorrow will be absolutely, excuse me, back to business as normal. So good to be back on with you guys. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Hope everyone had a good day in the markets yesterday. Gold ended up having that very, very, very nice squeeze higher that we spoke about. Now, let me just check on YouTube that you guys can hear me all good. There you go. Let's have a look. I believe you guys can hear me all good. Perfect. So yeah, welcome back, everyone. We got we'll have Bruno joining us in about 10 minutes as well. I just had to jump on a little bit early, but we kind of we saw that very, very, very nice move yesterday on gold. If you guys were here yesterday, you know, we were speaking about how do we trade all-time highs? How do we continue buying gold? Do we sell gold? Do we buy gold? And what I was basically saying all of yesterday, guys, is that at any pullback opportunity, we want to continue buying gold. And you did end up, excuse me, excuse me, guys. You did end up coming up to grab these Asia highs perfectly, which is exactly what we spoke about. So there was some very nice buying opportunities into the New York session as well. You had a nice trend line coming down. You had this all-time high liquidity level that we spoke about, and then you ended up having a very, very, very nice run up yesterday, and then a pretty decent sell-off here today in Asia. You've had a nice push up, you've had a nice sell-off. So gold is creating a bit of a range, which is nice, to be honest, because it's better than actually peaking all-time highs. Where you know, when we're at price discovery levels, that's where we have to stay patient. But now we're pulling back, we're creating some ranges. This is where we do actually have price action to the left to trade on gold, which is exactly what we want to see. So in terms of what does gold have on the cards for us today, well, we are still, you know, very, very, very bullish. We had that massive breakout yesterday. We broke above all-time high resistance, which is huge on gold. You know, it's the first time ever for the history of gold have we seen it above 4,600, which is massive. And with where gold is right now, we are currently below that. So it's not a bad level to potentially see if we can find gold finding some support to continue buying. We do have a nice double top sitting above here as well, which once we do find that support, that could be a nice target. We're trading below the VWAP level, we're trading below that 4,600. So hourly, looks like you're going to at least re-grab previous hourly lows before we do see that push. If not, maybe we even come back down to test the support from yesterday, come down and maybe grab some lows, and then we can see if we can buy gold. You know, in the past 2 hours, we do have gold down about 280 ticks, which is a pretty decent sell-off for gold, considering how bullish we have been. So gold down 280 ticks, trading below that VWAP level, trading below 4,600. I would say you're very likely come down to squeeze some support levels first. Come down and squeeze some lows before we can then see that push. And could we short gold today? I mean, I'm open to sells on gold today. I'm not against shorting, but if I do sell gold, it will very likely be at reduced risk just because of how bullish gold has been. Now, let's have a quick look at the news today. What do we have today? Today is the 13th. We do have US dollar CPI 230, 1:30 London time. And then that's pretty much it for the day. And then tomorrow we do have PPI at 1:30 London time. This is 2:30 my time, 1:30 London time. And then not too much on Thursday, and then not too much on Friday. But US CPI today, that'll be very, very, very big for the market. So we can pretty much expect to play some ranges in the meantime. Let me just get you guys up here in the chat just until Bruno tunes in. Let's see what we got here. What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Good morning, everyone. See you guys tuning in. Missed you. All is well. All is well. Thank you, man. I'm doing good. Thank you. Just trying to shake off this shake off this European cold, but yes, we're doing good. Thank you. Back to the home setup tomorrow, which will be nice. We had a 6-hour train ride yesterday from Paris to Barcelona, and then we got another 6-hour train ride again today to another part of Spain, and then we're back to business, back to the home setup, and back on the grind for the year, pretty much. So yeah, good to be back on. I would like to see if gold can come down and squeeze this support a little bit more here, guys. Now, in the meantime, let's have a look at some other markets. Bruno's here. Bruno's here. Good morning, Bruno. Good morning. Let's have a look at silver. Silver ended up having a pretty decent sell-off. Look at this already. Huge push yesterday. Already having a pretty decent sell-off here in Asia. And nice thing about silver is you're already trying to find some support. And silver looks like it could be potentially going for a move higher. I'd like to see silver back up into at least, I would say, these highs here, which kind of lines up nicely with that 86 level. So if you can get back above 85 on silver, this could be a pretty decent range to play. This could be a very, very, very nice range to play on silver. Silver does look a bit nicer than gold. Trying to get back above. How was your flight? Just trains me, man. Just trains. We can't actually fly right now because of our visa, so we're just training around. I wish it was a flight. We would have been home in like an hour, 2 hours. But instead we had to get 2 trains over 2 days, which is crazy. Yeah, train run was good. Thank you, man. I did trade on the train yesterday. I did take some more gold buys, which was nice. It was a pretty successful train ride. We'll see what we get today. I will be on the train as CPI is coming out. I think I arrive at like maybe 4 p.m. We leave in about an hour and I arrive at 4 p.m. So we got like a 6-hour train ride again. So we'll see if we can make some money on the train. Let me close YouTube. I'll just stay on Discord now, Bruno. So yeah, silver. Obviously, we're still closing very, very, very bullish daily time frame. I would like to see silver start to get back higher, but could we maybe see a little bit of a pullback first before we do see that longs? I mean, right now we're trading below that 85 level, which you can see here to the left is some nice intraday support. Support, broke above, broken back below. So I'd like to see if you can maybe hold this to find some resistance, to see if you can maybe dip back lower, potentially. At least, to come down for a bit of a liquidity grab, to grab some lows. Or, again, if silver doesn't grab the lows, well then we'll watch to see if gold does as well. Silver finding some nice support here. Gold trying to get back above as well. Do you only trade metals? Yeah, I personally just trade gold. But we could look at other markets. But for my personal execution, yes. Like 95% of my trades are just gold. But yeah, we can, like I said, we can, just because I'm just looking at metals doesn't mean we can't look at other markets. So anything else that you guys are looking to trade, absolutely send it over. But for me personally, yes, I do just trade gold. Just Goldie. See if I can get my trade zealous stats up for the month so far. What do we have yesterday? Yesterday was a very nice, $2,000 day yesterday, which is very nice. Very, very, very nice. So we're up. Let me see if I can. We're up very, 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 very well for the month of January. Let me just see if I can show you guys. Does this work? Can you guys see this? Yeah, this is the month for January so far. January's off to a very, 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 very nice month. A very nice month so far. No losses for January. That's not to say a loss won't come. Loss can absolutely come, but so far no losses in January. Halfway through the month. Strategy in a nutshell is trading liquidity, understanding where are most people trying to buy and sell, and how can we take advantage of it. So the trades from yesterday was basically understanding, like we said, most people would be shorting here on gold, risking off this high. Well, if gold hasn't re-grabbed the previous high, then that's exactly where we're trading into. We're buying up into these liquidity levels, which is kind of what I'm looking for here today on gold. I'm trying to see if we can buy up into these liquidity levels. So I trade a lot of liquidity, but extremely simplified. A lot of people overcomplicate very simple liquidity concepts these days, but my liquidity plan is very simple. Very simple. We've just had this 30-minute close here, guys. Let's have a look. We're jumping on pre-London here. Let's have a look. So 30-minute on silver, kind of holding resistance, holding support. Gold 30-minute time frame, holding support, kind of trying to grab some highs here as well. I wouldn't be too surprised to see gold to potentially find some resistance and maybe come for a little bit of a sell-off. You kind of did have a nice, look at this, you had a nice grab of these highs here, sold off here pre-London 5:30 London time. We're trying to see if we can do something similar. See if maybe gold's going to come back down and re-grab the lows. Obviously, you know, gold is extremely bullish, so buying gold is what makes the most sense overall. But to me, looking at this higher time frame, I mean, unless this hourly changes, as long as you hold below 4,600, I like gold to at least come down and test these lows at 4,575. So I'll be watching gold to see if we can find some resistance to potentially short. Let's see. The reason I'll be looking for shorts is, you know, if people are buying right now, probably risking off here. There's likelihood that if you're going to bounce off a level of support, you're going to at least tap it 2 times. And on the second time, that's where you can come for that liquidity grab. So you're kind of looking for gold to do something like this. Hey Aaron, watched your video the other day. I'm still unsure on how you trade into liquidity. Let me find. Which video did you watch, man? Which video did you watch? I have a couple of videos. Let me see if I can find. I'm not too sure which one you watched, but this one here is a good one. This is me showing how I made $3,300 here on my Topstep account. So I will share this one in the YouTube chat, and this is a breakdown. That one kind of, you know, explains it in a lot more detail. It also shows in this one the importance of using the higher time frame. So let me just see. Yeah, those trades are in micros, man. Yep, across more than one account too. So that one, if you haven't seen that one I kind of speak a lot about using the higher time frame. So I would definitely say give that a watch. But trading into liquidity is kind of you know, for instance, yesterday my trades were yesterday were buying into these liquidity levels. Here's my liquidity levels here and here. So I'm looking for long opportunities up into that. So that's my direction for the day, is longs, because I have my key liquidity levels. And in terms of entry requirements, that's where I'm looking for, you know, the morning star plays, the fake out opportunities, you know, intraday liquidity grabs, any sort of breakout. You know, we also said yesterday on gold, before we jumped off the London session, if this morning star play holds, you can see the longs up into this highs. You didn't really close above, that's why I didn't take that trade. But when you start breaking back above here, you know, you have clear targets here, you have a bit of a trend line coming down. As soon as you start breaking out from here, buys yesterday at 1 o'clock London time was an absolutely great trade. Look at that, it was a great trade yesterday. I didn't get that one. That was a 200 tick trade in one 15-minute candle, based off a bit of a morning star, trend line, and clear targets. So these liquidity levels are, you know, to help you understand the direction of the markets, and then to trade into them levels, that's where you want to have your entry criteria. You know, like I say, the morning stars, the head and shoulders, the fake out plays. A lot of these levels are based on understanding where the higher time frame needs to go. That's very important. Very important. We've got silver squeezing up here. This hourly on silver could be very interesting. You get back above 85, you could see some longs. Hourly time frame on gold. We got London Open in about 25 minutes as well, guys. Unfortunately, I won't be able to stay on after London Open as I have to catch the train. But we'll break down what we want to see for the rest of the day. We can have a look at NQ. I did close out some very nice stock trades yesterday. I did close out of Amazon. Amazon was an absolute huge run. Oh, there you go. Look at this from yesterday, guys. What did we say yesterday? You guys who were here yesterday, what did we say yesterday on NQ? And this nice double top target, price to find some support down here. He found some support and had a huge, huge, huge buy yesterday. Look at that. It's an absolutely huge push. So if you guys who were here yesterday, that's pretty much exactly what we spoke about. NQ to have that nice push higher. Look at that beautiful push. Came right up for that double top too. 4 hour on the spot chart. Let's have a look, man. I don't have it up right now. I'm currently trading off one screen, which is not ideal. But let me see if I can load it up here. I don't really look at the 4 hour on the spot chart too much anymore. Yeah, spot chart does look like it wants to push up. Kind of looks like it wants to close a bit doji, to be honest. Previous 4 hour grabbed the highs, current 4 hours grabbing the lows. CPI later on. Yeah, it's a little bit of a tough range, but yeah, it's definitely a very nice level of support, man. Absolutely. As the 4 hour on the futures, 4 hour on the futures kind of bearish, but like I say, you know, with this with this news today, CPI at 1:30 London time, you know, that's going to be the real market mover here today. Like you know, London today, you're going to have to be okay with kind of playing ranges. That's going to be what's going to give the big move today. I would say be very careful trading too close to that as well. Maybe you can trade after news at the New York Open, but I wouldn't trade too close to that news. How do you keep different charts on the split window when I change? It changes on both. So if you have it like it, you have to just make sure you don't have it linked. You have to just remove the link. You'll very likely have a link on your chart. You can just I don't know, I've forgotten how to do it. How do I change the link again? It's because I don't have it on that I can't see it, but yeah, you'll very likely have a link on your chart, which I just remove all links. So if this link was red and this link was red, they would change together. But because I don't have any links on here, I can use it as two completely separate charts. And then when I'm in my gold trade, if I want to look at a different market, I can just tab, and then I can look at something else. I can look at silver, for example, and quickly flick between the both. So silver looks like it wants to have a bit of a pullback here, guys. Same as gold. Gold looks like it wants to have a bit of a sell-off. It's in a bit of a choppy range right now. But yeah, NQ, in terms of what could we see on NQ today, so the longs played out perfectly yesterday. There was a great level of support. So you have NQ big support, 25,750, big resistance at 26,000. And you kind of closed pretty doji yesterday. You kind of tagged the highs, never really grabbed some lows. So could you find some resistance here on NQ? Yeah, I mean, it's possible. You kind of grabbed the highs yesterday and closed straight back below that 26,000 region. Look at that. You closed right above it, straight back below at 8 o'clock London time, and then sold off. So I wouldn't be too surprised to see if you can maybe find NQ to find some resistance and sell off again. You know, you have NQ in a pretty messy range. You had a nice liquidity level yesterday. To buy up into that would have been fantastic. And now you're kind of stuck in a... Yeah, NQ looks... I think gold and silver are looking much nicer. NQ, you kind of have it in one big massive range. Massive range. Did ES grab the highs yesterday? Yep, ES grabbed the highs too. Never really re-grabbed the lows, but now you've grabbed the highs. So, do you see a potential short? I mean, if you are, it's going to be off the back of CPI. Let's see. I do like this. I like this short on gold. You know, you're grabbing highs. The only reason I'm not shorting gold right now is because look at where we're shorting into. You know, it's massive support. Kind of tough to want to sell gold this low. Big support here on gold. There were some nice sells on Asia today. You know, this hourly candle here at 1 a.m. down into the lows there, 100 ticks. That was a nice short. You grabbed highs. You closed bearish at 12 o'clock. Retested 4,600. Flipped bearish at 1 a.m. into some clear targets. 100 ticks. That was a nice short. Whereas now on gold, you know, it is looking a little bit messy. A little bit messy. Let's see, Goldie. Let's see. Do want to see if maybe silver can have the nicer play. You know, I'm open to trading silver. Remember, guys, silver though, sizing is very different. So silver, you can trade 1 micro, and sometimes be, you know, risking $200, $300, $400. So if you do trade silver, which a lot of people are at the minute, be very careful trading silver. Silver can move very big, very quick. Yeah, we didn't be selling against the daily candle. Well, you kind of can on gold today. I actually posted in Discord last night that you could sell gold in Asia because it needed to come for a pullback because you had some big liquid sales. But yeah, ideally you want to be buying. If I was going to short gold, you know, I'd be shorting gold at reduced risk because of how bullish it has been. But if I can see, you know, gold does need a potential 100+ tick pullback, you know, I don't really just want to wait for that to happen. I would like to be involved in that. But if you do short the pullbacks, then yeah, you obviously just want to do it at reduced risk. But there was a really nice short in Asia. We spoke about the shorts in Discord, you guys who were in. You had a nice trend line coming down like this. So lots of people trying to buy this. Well, that's the time where you very likely see gold come back down for that pullback. And if gold was going to have a true move back higher, you would at least come and grab these hourly lows, which you did pretty perfectly here. Starting to get a bit of a sell off here on gold. Let's have a look. See if there's a potential short here on gold. You've just grabbed some previous 15-minute highs, trying to get back below. You've also just grabbed previous 30-minute highs. You'll very likely come down and tag these hourly lows and come back down into here. Let's see. Let's see, it's a 5-minute close in 2 minutes. Because you've got to think, anyone who's buying gold right now, you know, I think there'd be a lot of risk on this low here. So you could see gold squeeze down to that 80 region. Let's see, it's a nice sell-off here on gold. Let's go change it to ticks. This is the last 5 of the 15 as well. 15's tag and highs, closing bearish. 30 minutes also tag and highs, looking like you're going to sell off a bit here. But to me, this could be a nice short here on gold. Let's see. What would you be risking? You're risking about 50 ticks on gold. 50 ticks. So 2 micros, $100. I think if you're going to see a gold move back to some new highs, you'll very likely do it with the news. Current hourly's only got 50 minutes till it's going to close as well, and it is looking pretty bearish. Tagged highs, bearish, continue pushing down, so unless gold closes back above, you know, the 4,600, which is our nice key level, selling off makes sense. Let's see, 20 seconds. Let's sell off too much Goldie. Let's see if that 15 can have a quick little bit of a pullback to get short. What do you have down into here? So you'd be managing around 65. You're trying to play it down to at least about 100. If you get a bit of a pullback here, I'd like to get short here in gold. Not looking for a huge pullback, but a little bit of a 15 top wick to see if I can short gold here. Risking something like that. Do you have a London Open in about 15 minutes as well here, guys? You guys who are able to stick around and trade the London Open, you've got London Open in about 15 minutes. Let's see, Goldie. We're going to sell off from here. Let's have a quick look at silver. Make sure we're not missing anything on silver. Silver's, yeah, gold's looking nicer so far. Gold is looking nicer. Gold's got nicer downside targets. Silver, I'm not a huge fan of right now. There you go. There's that short on gold. Gold having a bit of a squeeze there, guys. Anyone buying here? Down here to be the downside target. The reason I'm not in short is just because if I sell it from here, you know, it's not the best risk reward. It's not the best trade. I can get nicer, easier trades than that. If it gave a little bit more of a pullback, I would be happy to risk off it. But trying to sell this low, it's not really worth it. Although I do believe you're going to grab these lows, previous hourly lows, pretty easily. Let's see. Let's see. Silver hourly time frame. Remember, guys, got London Open in 12 minutes too. Gold looking bearish. Silver looking a bit choppy. Silver looking choppy. CPI later on. Gold having a nice little squeeze here. 27 ticks. It's pretty small. The ranges are very small right now on gold. But that's all you're really looking to play today. Leading up into that news is pretty small ranges. I do have to, unfortunately, shoot off a little bit earlier today, guys. I do have a train to catch very soon, but tomorrow will be back to business as normal. We're a daily bias on gold. Daily bias on gold we're very, very, very bullish. We're at all-time high, so daily bias is over all longs, but intraday bearish. Gold can come for a nice pullback, but daily bias is obviously overall very bullish. Gold's very bullish. And that's where the markets are really pushing. You had a huge breakout yesterday, so look for this to have a pullback and then see if you can get the big push. But the main daily bias is probably not going to play out until CPI news, which you do have today, which is very, very, very big for gold at 1:30 London time. So for London, ideally, you know, you're trying to intraday short it before then news comes out and you see gold go higher. That's That's the overall push. Gold just kind of chopping down here. But yeah, all-time highs on gold. So bias is kind of simple. Just keep looking for overall long opportunities. If that's what you want to wait for, that's the smart trades right now on gold, especially when you're hitting these all-time high levels. You know, with gold pulling back right now, you know, it's kind of easy to think, oh, this is going to be the tops. This is going to be the big sell-off on gold. But before you know it, we hold this breakout level yesterday and you end up, you know, coming for a big push. Kind of exactly like we did yesterday as well. If you're in the short, you're looking for previous hourly lows. I'm not in this short. I just want to see a little bit more of a pullback to make it worthwhile. Because you're kind of just slowly grinding down here. Slow grind here on Goldie, guys. Slow grind here. But again, it's no surprise. Look at where you're at. Big support. Big support. But again, if big support is going to hold on gold, what are we going to see? Are we going to bounce off support once like this? Of course not. You're going to come for a bit of a liquidity gap before then you see that push, which is ideally what you're looking to take advantage of with these sells. So even if we did short this 5 minute here, you're kind of right back to where you started. So nothing really missed on Goldie here. Now, unfortunately, guys, I do have to wrap up here. I do have to shoot off. Like I say, I have to jump off early today. We've got a train to catch in about 20 minutes. So it's going to be a quick one for me here today, guys. But tomorrow, we'll be right back to business as normal as well. So intraday bias on gold, guys, is for price to come down, grab these previous hourly lows. And then from down here, I would be looking to see if gold can find some support to then see if you can get some longs with the news. Remember, we do have CPI today at 1:30 London time, which is going to be very big for the markets. So trade safe with that. And tomorrow, guys, we'll be right back to normal schedule, back to the home setup, back to the screens, and then we'll be trading as normal. So I will see you guys same time again tomorrow. Trade safe, leading up into CPI, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.